Hello everyone. How are you? I hope you have had a better day today than yesterday, and I hope as you progress throughout the week, your days will get better and better. And as usual, as I always say, be very aware of your surroundings, and most of all, be very aware of who is around you. Never not listen to your gut feeling. You will be glad you did. So, Vibes Cartel attorney Isat Buchanan has been suspended from practicing law for at least 2 years, and he was also fined just a bit over $500,000 Jamaican dollars. At the time when he appeared before the legal counsel, he never really had much defense. And I think like now he has been suspended, he should stop giving too much interviews and chatter. Because you know what? It's chatting get him in this situation in the first place. Because I find that the more he speaks is the more he puts his foot in his mouth. And truth be told, I really do think he's a damn good lawyer. But I think he needs a chaperone to keep him away from chatting too much. Because right now the more he talk is the less people will be thinking of him. So here goes. Suspended attorney Isat Buchanan has blamed stress and medication for putting him in a state where he made disparaging remarks about Director of Public Prosecutions Paula Llewellyn. I think the idea of him coming out to tell people that he was stressed and on medication and so on, that should have been left when he was being interviewed before he was charged and barred from practicing law. Now it's not necessary to tell people all that. You know why? Because really and truly nobody cares. The only thing they have is more information to gossip about you. That's the honest truth. And one thing I've learned is that mostly people really don't care about what is going on in your life, They only really want to know what's going on in your life. Mr. Buchanan had his license to practice as an attorney suspended for 2 years by the General Legal Counsel as part of his punishment for being found guilty of professional misconduct. Buchanan must also pay the GLC a fine of $500,000. According to the GLC written ruling, Mr. Buchanan made no attempt to contest the complaint, but instead brought evidence as to what sanction he should receive. Because telling people now about stress and medication is not necessary. You should have been telling it to the GLC counsel at that time. In giving evidence, Buchanan claimed he was on medication on the day of the event. He also told the GLC that in certain times of his life he has been under a great deal of stress. Buchanan claimed the show he was on caters to a certain demographic, the majority of whom are uneducated. I tell you, dog, if you stop talk, because you see all those who was trying to have some kind of concern about what happened to you, you just kick some of them out of the goalpost right now. Is Isaac Buchanan calling most of Jamaicans and people in the diaspora uneducated? Is he calling the Andre Stevenson Partner Draw TV show uneducated? I tell you, so this man need to stop chat, because the more him chat is the more him putting him foot in him mouth. He further states, if he is not animated and not using profanity, he would be unable to get his message across. Dog, you're really idiot, like in a real life. I tell you, so there's a difference between education and intelligence, and this is the perfect example. Because obviously this man is only educated enough to do his job as a lawyer, but he has no emotional intelligence when dealing with people. And he is assuming a lot about people's ability, the education level, and how they are able to understand. When I listen to the Andre Stevens show on YouTube, I never heard nobody come on there and tell anybody so they need to sucky, no licky, nothing. I never even hear people on there cursing bad words because I do not think Andre would have accepted that. So, dog, what are you saying? I tell you, these so-called intellectual most of the time are more ghetto than the ghetto people. How the hell could you be there assuming the education level of listeners? Dog, you know what? You need to stay in the courtroom and speak. Do not come out in public and speak. You understand? Because you are not intelligent at all. And here we go again. Another Jamaican man using a mental situation as an excuse for why he did what he did. There was nothing mentally wrong with you, be it you were taking medication or not, for you to say what you say. Your mind was just filthy. And there you go, underrating Jamaican people. Why? Because you have a few dollar coins more than a lot of Jamaicans. You're bright and out of order too. However, Buchanan told the panel he had no defense and that he appreciates his actions were distasteful. Isaac, just accept that you blundered. You did wrong. You had a filthy mind, and that is what come out through your mouth. And don't bother try to draw anybody else in it or any mental situation why you did what you did. You know why you did what you did, and you had all the faculties together when you did what you did. He further says he disappointed himself. He says he has also suffered personally from the event, having had to resign from his position as a teacher and from his role leading the PMP's Human Rights Commission. Trust and believe. If you are an example of a leader, they will be doing well without you. He says he was also kicked out of the office over the incident, but the GLC notes that Buchanan did not give any medical evidence, nor did he give a fulsome explanation of his stress. It also noted that despite being sanctioned for a prior disparaging remark against the DPP, he was again doing the same less than a year later, suggesting he'd learned nothing from the prior incident. My grandmother always say, if a person show you who they are, trust and believe them. That's who they are. So nothing ain't going to change. The GLC says Buchanan was not struck off the roll of attorneys because he did not contest the matter. His apology to the DPP and that no actual financial harm was suffered by a client, third party, or the public. The GLC panel was composed of King's Counsel Daniela Gentle Silvera and attorney Dane Marsh and Pierre Rogers. Mr. Buchanan was represented by King's Counsel Valerie Nita Robertson, while the complaints King Counsel Denise Kitson was represented by Cassie Michael Hamilton and attorney Kevin Williams. I see where Andre Stevens had a post put up where he said, "We stand with Isat Buchanan." I wonder if he realizes or soon will realize that Isat Buchanan is saying that the demography of Andre Stevens' listeners, majority of whom are uneducated. Let that sit for a minute. And I wonder, how will Andre Stevens react to that? I think that is utterly disrespectful to towards the YouTube listeners and viewers and subscribers. And I can foresee Isat Buchanan mouth getting him into many more problems. Anyway, guys, please remember to comment on what you think about this whole situation. Like, comment, and subscribe to my platform, please. Love you all. Bye for now.